I'm coming.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to another session. I hope you're doing well. Today is Tuesday, and we are looking at the euro dollar. So, yesterday I did send a trade idea on euro dollar, and we can see it got triggered, and we've pushed away a little bit. So, we're gonna look for a continuation to the upside. All right. So quick announcement. Going into next year, I've you can see I've trimmed down the pairs that we look at. I think I've still got about three, maybe two or three, maximum two to take out, and I start focusing. Okay, not you guys, me. Start focusing on these small list of bucket of pairs that we are going to just constantly, I will be monitoring those ones. And then if you do trade something outside what I am looking at, then you will have to tell me, and then I will look at it for you. And whatever trade idea that is going on at that particular time that you ask me, I will tell you or give you where direction price is going as usual, and you will have to use the tools that I've given you to kind of take the trade. So what's going to happen is I'll be monitoring on a few pairs for you guys, and I actually will be monitoring my own pairs, which you already know the pairs that I trade. These ones is for the service. The reason why I'm doing that is for a lot of reasons. Going into next year, like I said, I want us to start looking into making more percentage return on our trades rather than looking for pips, right? So it will make sense to find trades that will give you at least, let's say, an 8-1 or a 5-1 rather than looking for 50 pips. All right, it makes sense looking for percentage return. It makes sense looking for percentage return rather than looking for pips. All right, so I'm more focused on, or going into next year, I'm going to more focus on looking for trades that will kind of give you the maximum risk to reward, and by doing so we have to look in the lower time frames. I've spent some time looking into the lower time frame, and there is a huge possibility of actually making a lot of risk to reward in the lower time frame. So with my understanding of the high time frame and lower time frame combined, we can kind of get good return, risk to reward return, and that will lead us into making more quote unquote profit for our account rather than looking for a number of pips. Okay, so that's the announcement for now. So be aware that going into I've started doing it. You can see I've already trimmed down. I'm going into next year. That's how it's going to be, and we can going into next year. We can look forward to that. Okay, so maybe the pair that I'll be trimming out will be dollar CAD or CAD yen. I'm gonna take out one CAD pair. So I've got 3 CAD pairs: dollar CAD, CAD yen, and New Zealand CAD. I'm gonna take one of them out, and then use the rest. Right? So when we do meet, we can have time to go through the lower time frames, and then we can use the lower time frames and do fine, good trades. Right? So I hope you're on board with me and the new direction that we are going. All right. So with that said, let's begin today's session. All right. So looking at the dollar yesterday, I mentioned that we are still looking for continuation to the downside. So I'm looking at price to drop down to 89.87, and that's what I'm sticking with until we break above this high. I'm still sticking to the downside. So if we don't trade or close above this high, I'm still sticking to the downside. So that's what we're going with. And if that's the case, then euro should continue going up. That's why we do have the euro dollar trade idea from yesterday. And again, that's a very good risk to reward trade, in my opinion. So it makes sense to kind of go this way than looking for the number of pips. So by the time we get above this equal high, okay, that will already be a 4-to-1 trade doing London, and then maybe New York we're gonna get continue to that level, and that should overall give you an 8-to-1 trade. Okay. I also gave another trade idea on Swiss yen, that also came to entry, and we've seen a rejection. So another good one to look forward to for a continuation to the upside. Another one I gave was the euro yen. Don't mind me, I was still playing with my 1 minute chart. So the trade idea I gave was this one, and looking for a continuation to the upside. So again, we're looking for this equal high to be run. Okay. So these 3 trades are the main trades that I am kind of monitoring. We also had the euro or New Zealand. I did modify. If you did look at the daily market summary I sent yesterday, I did modify the entry because we are looking for. I can't remember exactly where price was whilst we were having the live session. I think it was around somewhere in here, and I was expecting price to hold, but I talked about the gap that was on the 4-hour in here. Okay, so we had price kind of come back down to the gap. We had price come back to the gap, and then we've seen a rejection. So that's another trade I'm watching. I'm kind of looking into the lower time frame to see a breaking structure, at least on the 15-minute. For my personal taste, I'm looking for a breaking structure on the 15 minutes and then looking for a continuation to the upside. Right, so that's exactly what you're going to look for. If you want, you can look for or you can take the trade as it is, right? But I'm looking for the breaking market structure. Maybe I've missed it, but that's fine. All right, so that is the Euro New Zealand. The other one that I also gave was Aussie dollar. And Aussie dollar, I mentioned that the trade idea that we had since last week going up. I think I keep changing my my browser. Not changing it, I keep cleaning my drawings. So I kind of, because I keep practicing, and when I'm practicing I get rid of everything and then redraw it again. That's why you see me having this on my chart, because I was practicing. So we're still looking for that target on the upside. This morning we had price run down, okay, and then we've broken market structure. Looking at how price is behaving, it looks like, okay, we are forming a swing low. So you have this low, we made a lower low yesterday. Sorry, there's another day in between these two, right? So you made a high, a low, and then we are making a higher low. So these 3 days is forming some form of a swing low. So it's looking very good to go to the next upside objective. I do have this level down here for potential trade this morning, right? So going into 2021, this is what we're gonna do. Focus on this lower time frame for these kind of trades, and then we'll be done. Instead of holding on to trades forever, we look at this kind of trades. And I kind of advise everyone to kind of go into these lower time frames, and then look for a breaking structure and then wait for price to come back, and then you can get a small risk and then higher reward. Okay, so I'm looking for a retracement here, and then I'll expect a continuation to the upside. So that's what I'm expecting on this pair going forward. New Zealand dollar, I did mention to stay away because we did reach a high time frame level, so there was no reason for you to start looking for trades on this at the moment, because we did form a swing high. Okay, so the price action on this is not going to be clean, so we just leave that alone. Even on the 4-hour, price action is not clean, so it's better to leave this alone and then stick to the ones that we have. On CAD yen, price didn't come to the level I was expecting. I think we have broken market structure on the 15 minutes, so it should continue going higher. Let's have a look. Yeah, I don't like price action on this at the moment. It's either it's gonna come down here or nothing, because the 1 hour has not given any let's see, we do have equal lows in here, so I don't like it. right? We do have equal lows in here, so I don't like it. It's likely to continue going higher, but because of that equal low, they could come back down and sweep it, and I don't like to be in that kind of trade where there is equal low. In my experience, okay, it does sometimes just knock you out. So I'm gonna stay away from that one and then focus on the other ones. New Zealand CAD, yesterday I gave you two levels, which is this one and that one, to watch, because I'm not looking to sell it. Okay, I want to buy it somewhere down here. So we did get a rejection at that level and then price drop. I want to see a continuation. So what you can do is, if you want to sell it, wait for at least we've seen the rally to the upside. So that has formed the high. That has formed the high on Monday, and that could potentially be the high of the week. So if we do get the high of the week, then the rest of the week should continue going lower. Therefore, if we divide this into Monday, so if we do divide it, you can see we have Monday forming the high of the week, and if we break it, then we should continue going lower all the way down to the weekly target, which is this one here. Let's go into the weekly. Yeah, so first target would be here, because that's a weekly PD array, and then second target would be all the way down there. So let me yesterday I was doing some practice session, that's why I've got these lines on my chart. Right, so this will be your downside objectives. Okay, maybe I might take it, you never know. Let's see how price will break this. All right, so let's see. Sorry for that. That is my wife. She is going out to spend some time with her sister. All right, so we break this, we're gonna look for a trade to continue going lower. My only concern will be up here. Okay, so if you want to place your stop, literally just leave it up above this candle's high and then look for the continuation to the downside. So you want to sell here with a stop loss just above that high, just in case they want to come back up there, and then you look for this. Right, depending on how we break here, they could leave an up candle, sharp move to the downside. So if that happens, then you can do this, okay, and then look for that. So depending on how they're gonna break down, that's how you're gonna trade it. So that's the NZD card. Pound yen, yesterday I played I've got so many lines on my chart. Yesterday I was just learning. Price could come all the way up here. So on the lower time frame, sorry, on the 4-hour, we've broken market structure. Now, the reason I was practicing on this pair is I was trying to understand the overall price direction from the weekly perspective to the lower time frame, right? And I saw that the weekly is still bearish. We came to this last up candle and then we went down, but we didn't break market structure yet because all this move is just an uptrend to come up here. So it's like kind of a daily trend to come up here. So we are still bearish based on the weekly, and price drop, came back down to this, came back up to this one, and then we've seen another drop. So on the daily, if we do break a down candle again, we could find ourselves somewhere down here. Okay, we could find ourselves somewhere down here. So that's a trade for December, this month towards the end of the year. That's the kind of trade I'll be looking forward to take. So towards probably, let me see the dates if we do have a pound yen short. December. We don't have pound yen short, but I believe towards the end of the month, maybe between 24th and the last week of December, we could see pound yen drop. So that's what I'll be expecting, and with that drop, I'll be expecting price to drop down here, even potentially to take out this long, because we've been trending up for some time, but this is not a really an uptrend. It's just a pullback to this level, and it should just continue to drop now. So I'll be looking on the 4-hour for a pullback. So that's what I was doing with those lines that you see me have there. So I'm expecting price to go up here, right, and then start dropping. So on the 1-hour, I'm expecting price, sorry, on the 4-hour, I'm expecting price to come up here. So this thing should just continue going up, and then up there I'll look for a sell, and then maybe I'll hold on to that sell till the end of the year. So if we manage to get up here again, if we manage to get up here again, this is the trade idea that I'll be going with. So I'll be selling up there, and then target wise will be all the way down here. Right, and that will be the kind of trade I'll be looking to take. So if we do get up there, we'll be looking for this trade, right? So let's see if price will get up there, and then look for a sell to come back down. The Aussie New Zealand, yesterday I mentioned that we have to wait for price to kind of close above this high, and once we close above that high, we could use this area for a buy to continue back up here, at least to close above this consolidation. So price is still struggling on this previous week low. Basically it's a breaker on the higher time frame, That's why price is struggling. If you look on the weekly, that's the last down candle prior to this move up, and then we rejected. So this this up candle here, this up candle here is important to us because it broke market structure to the downside. So on the daily, that level is very, very key. If we go through that, then we'll be looking at this last up candle. But for now, we stick with protocol, and then we look for this and that. Okay, so once we get a close above this level, then we can start looking at price driving us there. All right, dollar CAD, I think we're gonna get one more drive to the downside, so maybe this could be another potential trade idea that you can take, because I guess Monday did rally up, right? Monday did rally up, and then we've seen a rejection. So price is breaking this down candle, so we could use that as a breaker and then send price lower. Okay, so we could also again use this high as our stop loss. So selling the breaker, use this high as our stop loss, and then targeting these two levels. Okay, so that's kind of your trade idea for the dollar CAD. We've gone through that. Euro yen, we've done that. CAD yen. Gold. On gold, so what happened to me was, once we got up here, I took most of my profit off, and I put my stop loss below this low, and then lo and behold, they came for it and then rallied. So I was a bit annoyed that they took me out and then rallied, but that's all part of the game that they do. So I'm not gonna be really bothered about it, because that's what you endure as a trader. Where we are now, based on the daily, okay, price could potentially retrace. If you look on the weekly, okay, we are coming back into this weekly last up candle, and if you look closely, the up candle and the breaker is at the same level. Let's hide this. Okay, I always end up having so many lines on my chart. Give me 1 second. I've just got a notification to look at Ripple. Yeah. I need your key. I just got a notification to look at Ripple, because on Ripple I was looking at some levels on Ripple. I can't remember now. Give me 1 second. Oh, I will. I will. I totally forgot that that was there. Because Cable is being a naughty boy. So, Cable is being a naughty boy. It's just punishing me. Punished me on Cable card twice. That's why I'm ignoring it. So the breaker on gold and the bearish order block are at the same level. So this line here is important. Let's use a different line. This level here is important. So I think that's where price wants to go now. Let's drop down to the daily. Yeah, it looks like price wants to go up there, and then we'll see what price is going to do once it gets there. So let's see what price will do once we get up here. It looks to me that it probably wouldn't get up there because of this breaker here and with this last up candle. So if, let's see on the lower time frame, we have dipped into that one. So let's see on the lower time frame. This lower time frame is a mess. I'm not seeing anything important. I need to see some quick move away from these levels, so I'm not seeing anything important at the moment. So I'm gonna leave this one. Right. Let's go into Cable, because I know that is another pair to look at. Alright, so let's remove this. Cable came down and cleared this equal lows and then rejected. And yesterday I mentioned which level after the rejection where price should go to, right? I gave you the mean threshold right here. So there is where I'm expecting price to reach for. And then once you get there, we could see some form of a rejection or a retracement. If I'm right, okay, we should go up. The reason why we should go up is because dollar is still bearish, so automatically this one should go up. But again, they cannot take both euro and actually, as I talk about euro, I don't want to miss my entry because it's giving a pullback to my entry. So I'm expecting to buy here. On Aussie as well, I'm expecting to buy there, and I don't want to miss it. So let me set some alert whilst I do what I do. Set an alert. Okay, let's go back to Cable. Right, so as I was saying, Cable should reach for the middle it should reach for that level. Probably did, because of this up candle. That's why I didn't get there. And then if I'm right, it should continue going up because dollar is still bearish. And if dollar is bearish, then automatically there should be euro and pound should be going up. If it doesn't, then they're probably manipulating by using it by using the euro pound. Now, as you noticed, I've taken euro pound out because it's been a distraction. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm trying to, like I said, I was trying to figure out the relationship between the euro pound and the cross pairs, and it does work, and sometimes it just confuses me. And to take away all that confusion, I decided to get rid of it until I figure out exactly what is happening. Since I don't have the time to do so now, I've taken it out, and then once I figure it out exactly how they use the pair to manipulate euro and pound, then I will use it again. Because as you can see, I was expecting a rally on that one, and they did manipulate it to the downside first, which caused me to be wrong on the British pound, on the pound CAD. The pound CAD was going up, and then because of the weakness in British pound on against the euro, okay, it caused pound CAD to drop, and it put my analysis to whack. it kind of made my analysis go, I would say, a bit confusing. So to take away all that confusion, it's better not to look at it and not make sure I focus on the other pairs, which doesn't have this kind of cross pair manipulation or dark horse effect. All right, but I'll look into it because it's a very powerful tool to use to be able to catch awesome trades. So I'm not discounting it. I just don't have the time right now to kind of study it properly. So that's why I've taken it out. So if in case you're wondering why it's not there, that's the reason why. So as I was saying, so this thing should go up. If I'm right with the dollar, then we should continue going higher. This level is what I'm watching. You should be watching this morning if you do trade British pound. We want to see price reject here and then continue going higher. So if anything, if you want to take a risk, this is the level to take the risk on. Because aside this one, I don't think price needs to come down any further. There is this level, this previous low, which has this tiny low gap. They could come for that. Okay, they could roll, take out this equal low, and then hit this, and then continue going up. So something like this to continue going up. And you might be wondering, why do I still want this pair to go up? Well, look at it this way. Who wants to be, how should I put it? Look around, okay, and see who is short right now. Okay, look around and see who is short right now. Let's go to IG market. IG sentiment. So if we go to IG sentiment, we have how many people trying to sell it? 62%. So that's the 62% of retailers or retail traders trying to sell this. Yeah, that's not a good thing, because if 90% of retail or 95% of retail lose money, then it's not a good idea to be looking for a sell, right? Because 90% of them lose most of the time. Right, the same thing applies to the same thing applies to Aussie dollar. The same thing applies to Euro dollar. That's why we are going long, because we don't want to trade in the direction of the retail minded people. Okay, because they kind of lose most of the time. Euro yen, 73% trying to go short. That's a good area to go long as well. Yeah. Right, so we can see what the retail are trying to do, and then you just use that to go against them. So if you want to take a bet, then these two levels are the best ones to take your bet on to continue going higher. So on British pound, I'll expect higher prices rather than lower prices, because they've cleaned out these lows. Okay, so anyone that was long, they've been punished. And usually when I see drops like this, that's a sign of, to me, that's a sign of manipulation, and it should reject and go higher. So that will bring us to the end of these pairs that we're watching. Let's have a look at crypto. So I can't remember exactly. Okay, maybe I remember exactly what I was looking for on Ripple, because I was practicing on it on. Give me a second, maybe I'll find the image, because I do take images. Okay, on the 5 minutes chart, 0.5854, 0.5854, 0.5854 on the 5 minutes chart. Zero 0.5854 right here. 0.5854. Yeah, that's the level I was watching the other day for price to come back to, and that's where we are. Right, I was looking for a long there with a stop just below this low, and then a continuation to the upside. I was actually targeting this equal high. So that's what I'm watching on Ripple. So that's the notification I got. It looks very tricky, isn't it? Looking at the low, but they came down here and found support, went up, came back to find support again. We have a short-term low, so it should go up from where we are. Bitcoin, Bitcoin can give you a heart attack. Yeah, that also came back down to mitigate. Let's see where he came to. This level. that level. Yeah. Should reject. Do have equal high. Yeah, we have this high here, and we are in London, so let's see if that will also go up as well. Right. Pound CAD, I'm still gonna wait for more information, because looking at my my chart, it looks like they want to come for this equal low, and that doesn't look good. Okay, so let's wait patiently. EuroCAD, again, another pair, very, very tricky. Going forward, these pairs are just going to be eliminated. Alright, we're not going to look at them. If you do trade it, I'll look at it for you and tell you where it's going, but I will not be looking at it on a weekly basis, unless it's been requested, and then I'll give you my opinion on this pair. The reason why I'm doing so is because of this. Okay, it can be very, very choppy. It only rallies for a couple of days, and then the rest is just sideways or so many pullbacks. So you can see, very tricky to trade, right? Very tricky to trade. Very tricky to trade, right? So going forward, it's similar to pound CAD. Very tricky to trade. So these pairs, just best to leave them alone, because trading them is like chasing hard to get woman. The more you please it, the more it breaks your heart. Okay, the more you try to please that woman, the more she will break your heart. So I'm just gonna monitor it for the rest of the year to see if it can get rally, and then after this year, I'm not gonna look at it again. Euro-Aussie, I don't even look at this. I'm looking for price to come up here. So again, that's another pair that I'm going to ignore going into next year. If you want to trade it, again, I'll look at it and give you my opinion, but we are not going to look at it, right? Because the movement on this is not worth it unless we do get some form of a swing trade idea that if someone sees anything and wants me to look at it, then we can look at that. If not, then we're not going to look at it. So that should be it for now, unless anyone has any question. Again, what we're trying to do here is to kind of reduce we're trying to reduce how do I say it? Trying to reduce the time we spend doing the sessions. Alright, trying to keep it under an hour so that it's very digestible. You can go back and rewatch it. So again, having less pairs and then doing them and probably doing some teaching. So if I have less pairs that I cover, then I can use maybe the last 15 minutes, every last 15 minutes of the hour, to do some teaching, so you can go back and watch it within an hour instead of the straight 2 hours that I do, which is very tedious. I don't like watching 2 hours videos, it's just too long. But if you're able to compress it to about an hour, then that is digestible. Someone can go home and say, yeah, I can watch this within an hour. But 2 hours, yeah, even watching movies for 2 hours is very long, let alone listening to a trade idea. All right, so that's what we're trying to do. So if you do have any pair you want me to look at, just shout it out and then I'll have a look for you. Don't think that because I'm looking at this, you have to look at this. This is for me and my personality. Okay, I want to keep myself, I want to protect you guys and give you the best, but you can also have your own. So if you have anything you trade, I can look at it for you, and then you can trade that. So if you do have anything you want me to look at, shout it out and then I'll look at it for you. If not, then I'm gonna give you one 5-minute session, 5 minutes GBP AUD, GBP AUD. That thing is on sideways market I mentioned the other day, so you want to stay away from it. Yeah, I mentioned it's in a sideways market, so you want to stay away. Right, okay, we've moved away from the consolidation, or we are moving away. Let's go into the weekly first. So we have broken market structure right here after taking out this low, that low, broken market structure. So my this area here as my, there should be a down candle inside here. Let's look at in here and see if we can find a good area to go long. You want to look at this level here. Look at this as your downside objective. I'll say this one. Let's go into the hourly, see. Yeah, and to look at that level, this as your, if you want to go long from there, yep, if you're good, shouldn't go below this low. And then you look to come back up. Just look on the, so our last 1, 2, 3, 60 days. We need to rebalance this, and quarterly wise we are bearish, so going into the next quarter we could potentially look for a pullback, and 20 days high, 40 days high, 60 days high, so we could find something in here. Drop down to the 4 hour, we have left a gap up here and potentially go high up there, but I don't think we could get up there, so we could do this one. Yeah, so you can look for this as your potential trade with the first target right here between this, let's call it that one. Okay, with the first target there, so that's a 50 pip stop loss. All right, you can look for this trade. So that's pound Aussie. So where we are now, we should continue to drop and come down here, because it's looking bearish. We went low, we had this, we broke up and then broke down, so even it didn't quite get there. So if it does pull back up to this last up candle, you can use it to go short. Let's drop down to the hourly. Yeah, you can use that level to go short. All right, and then look for continuation to the downside, and then once you get down here, you can start looking for reasons to go up again. I hope that helps. All right, so I wanted to give you a lesson on something, but we've gone past the hour. Like I said, I want to keep it to an hour, so I'm gonna end here, and then in the afternoon I'll try to finish early, depending on what price has done. I'll try to finish early and then give you a really good lesson, something that you can use to help with your price direction analysis. So I'll see you guys at 2. Unless you have anything you want to ask me, then do so now. If not, then I will see you guys at 2. Is there anything anyone wants to ask? Oh, sorry. I was looking somewhere. I didn't see the chat room. My bad. NZD CAD and CAD CHF. NZD CAD. No, NZD switch. NZD CHF. Alright, cool. NZD CHF. We should be dropping. It should continue to drop. We have formed a swing high, so based on the weekly, we should keep dropping. I think I talked about this yesterday. Let's go into the 4-hour. Yeah, so you could look for, you could attempt a short in here. Yeah, you could attempt a short in here, and then if that fails, then look up there. All right, we still have till the yeah, we have 2 weeks, sorry, potentially 3 weeks, right, for this thing to drop. So if it doesn't drop this week, it probably drop next week. So because of that, maybe they're gonna drag it. Now the lesson I wanted to give you has got to do with exactly what I'm talking about. These 3 points that you see, you know what, let's just do it. I'll finish within 15 minutes. All right, the lesson I was going to give you has got to do with these 3 dots. So one thing about the algorithm that run price is it uses what we call data points. All right, if you are a programmer, you understand what I mean by data points, or in programming you call it variables. So it uses something to look for something. So how it deliver price is it goes back in time. That's why everything is related to time on the both the high time frame and the lower time frame. But on the high time frame, it uses something called look back. So every day price is looking back a certain period of time to see what is done. Okay, to see what is done. So the last 20 days, the machine that deliver price knows that it's been up here and it's been to a higher time frame level or a PD array, and it has rejected. So if it has rejected within the last 20 days, where is price likely to go? Is it likely to go up or likely to go down? So it determines that. So if it's likely to go down, then it will also pick up the PD arrays on the downside. So it will pick up where exactly it needs to go. That's why there is precision in my levels, or where price should go to, because the algo will look for specific things. So in this case, it will look for this high, okay, as a target, and then look for this down candle as a target. So it's gonna seek for them. It knows price coming down, it knows that it needs to come up here, it knows that it needs to come up there and down there. Right, so because we've been up on the last 20 days and we've hit a PD array and we've formed a swing high, it's likely to go and seek for something on the downside. So we call this IPTA data range, or look back period. So we look back 20 days, 40 days, and then 60 days, and then see what price has done. So if the last 60 days, if you look at the last 60 days, price has been going up. Okay, so currently, because we have formed a swing high and we are retracing, the algo will start looking for PD arrays on the downside to go and rebalance, basically. So for price to go back down, it will pick up PD arrays to rebalance. So there's an old high here, or quote unquote a breaker there, and then this down candle. It also have a void to fill that in. So that's why I'm expecting price to go lower, but it's not gonna jump down. That's why in trading intraday is a bit, or day trading is a bit hard, because it's gonna keep going back and forth, but ultimately you'll see it down here. Okay, it's gonna trade back and forth, but ultimately you'll see it down here. So you can look for a sell here, and if that fails, you look for a sell up there and then target these levels. And the same thing applies to CAD Swiss. but on card Swiss we are a bit sideways. Card Swiss we are a bit sideways. We're a bit sideways. That's why it's not doing much. And again, another reason why it's sideways is because if you look at the futures, CAD is very strong and Swiss is very strong. So if we have both of them being strong, then the outcome will be sideways market. So that's why it's going sideways. At some point, this thing should drop, because we do have last year, this is what happened to me. I was expecting a drop during this time, roughly run about December. I was looking for a drop, and it did go sideways for a very long period of time. Right, so you can see last year I started looking for a drop here, and it got me down here, but I was expecting price to come to this level, to be precise. That's the level I was expecting price to come to, but look how long it took me. It came down, almost got there, rejected, went up again, and then came down. But I had given up my hopes of price coming down here, right there. And then once I gave up, boom, it dropped down there. So I'm expecting this to drop. We could go sideways for the rest of the year, because both pairs are very strong. So it could do like this. So this pair is a very kind of a sideways market pair. Okay, so if you want to trade it, be prepared to be sitting in a very long, prolonged sideways market. You can see we've not done anything for the last 6 months. Since this rally, that's it. And this drop, we've done nothing. Okay, that's the nature of this pair. So for now, if you're looking to do anything on this, it's very hard. It's just too sideways. On the lower time frame, however, you can trade imbalances. So you can trade from one down candle, let's say from, if price is to get down here, you can trade from here and then take it back up to an up candle or down candle. Sorry, an up candle. And then once you get up to the up candle, you can look for the same thing back down again. Where we are now, we should drop. If we go above this high, then it will be drop. It will be coming up in here. Okay, so if we go above this candle, we'll be coming up in here. But if we don't, then it should drop. Come back down to rebalance this. Alright, I favor this rather than that. So I favor the downside first, then maybe to the upside. Is that okay? But the quick lesson I gave you, that's not all. I just wanted to give you a heads up. In the afternoon, if I finish early, we're gonna go through it, and then I'll show you more information on that. But all you need to know is that these 3 dots, okay, is indicating the last 20, last 40, and last 60 trading days, and market is gonna move within those trading days, looking for PD arrays to trade to, in a nutshell. So, all right, cool, no worries. So let's touch base at 2 o'clock, and then we will do more. I'll try, maybe there wouldn't be much to go through, and it's not an indicator on TradingView. It's a custom built from a friend of mine. We both trade the same way, so he custom built it for me. So if you want it, then I'll have to give you the script on this one, because you will not find it on TradingView. It's a custom built one. So I'll have to give you the script. It's very small script, but very important. So copy this and put it in your you're gonna copy this and put in your Pine editor, and then save it. And then once you save it, if you put it on your chart, it's gonna give you this. We will also talk about these lines here. It's similar to those dots, but these ones are static and these ones are moving around. This one are static and these ones are moving around. So we will talk about this one too in the afternoon, right? So guys, let me go and find some trades. I'm going to see if I can get an entry on Euro yen and Aussie and Euro and Swiss. Enjoy your rest. Enjoy the rest of your morning, and we'll touch base at 2 o'clock. All right, take care.